Yo, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Voyage. Welcome. This is going to be the first series on this channel, the Voyage. And what is the Voyage, you may ask? The Voyage is the journey that we'll be taking through Jamvad Academy. And Jamvad Academy is an academy made by Mr. Jamvad, whom I'll link his information in the description. He's a respected player in the Pokemon community that propels players forwards in terms of their skill and in terms of their daily lives. I would say more like a life coach, using the principles that he uses to make better Pokemon players, better people, which is pretty cool. But I'm in the academy and I'll be referencing some of the material as I play. We'll be reviewing battles that I play, and we'll be kind of using some of the techniques that he goes over and shares with us to help us out. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a beginner in Pokemon. I didn't mention that in my intro, but I've been playing Pokemon VGC for some time. I've been top 100, top 50. I want to say my top was maybe 19 before in VGC 2022, but I'm not like all that. That's not what I'm saying. Just that I have some background experience starting off in the academy, like as a lower intermediate, because I do find myself experiencing a lot of inconsistencies in my battling and in my rating, which reflects that. So I definitely realized that I needed help, so I sought it. And yeah, so that's what this will be day one, and we'll be playing some Regulation D today. This is the style of team that I typically like, but that can always change depending on the meta. I'm not going to bother changing the team around too much, because I've noticed that it's not really a team thing a lot. It's mostly just the game plan not being sound enough. But yeah, let's get into our first battle. Immediately we can tell that my opponent cannot they can't guard well against Flutter Mane, and we outspeed them. Good. Let's see. They really can't stop me from leading Flutter Mane and Tornadus. They can lead Iron Hands and try to Heavy Slam or Wild Charge. I'm Terra Water, I'm not Terra Fairy. So if they call that in Wild Charge, I could use my Flutter Mane, but I at least get some value. They also don't guard well against my own Landers either. Thinking that'll be my win condition as the Landers once we get rid of their Chiyu and Zapdos. We'll use Iron Hands to help with that game plan. You guys will see a lot. I'll be coming very close to running out of time, or I may even run out of time sometimes, just because people like to turn on the timer on you a lot, and you know, thinking through these kind of situations like takes time. And if I'm not used to it, but getting used to it, you know, yeah, you have to constantly practice like thinking that way, which may start off slow, but eventually it'll get faster. Now they can't even guard against Dazzling Gleam here. The only thing that can really KO me is a double up my Flutter Mane. That gives me significant damage on the Zapdos, which I will take. Yeah. They offer Rock Slide instead. Cool. So now if I can connect Bleak Windstorm, I can actually get rid of the Landorus, potentially. But seeing as they've locked into Iron Hands, I'm inclined to switch out my my Flutter Mane here and go hard Iron Hands. That way I can preserve my Flutter Mane. As a Terra Steel. That's not Scarf Landers. Based on that Rock Slide damage. That's not. It might be Bandit. My Flutter Mane's pretty bulky. Rock Slide's not that strong of a move. But we got his Terra out, which is amazing. We probably outspeed Zapdos here. We can Drain Punch. He can go Flutter Mane really, but it'll take a Bleak Windstorm provided I can connect. Get a nice speed drop. That looks like AV. That's AV. Yes, Specs Flutter Mane. Yeah, that's AV Landers. I should have known. I should have noticed that earlier. That's Specs. I mean AV, because he's not taking anything. We get Bleak Wind again. I'm pretty sure he's going to switch back into Zapdos or something else that way his Flutter Mane won't drop here. I'm very surprised he stayed in to give me that. That was a bad play on their part, in my opinion. I'm about to get punished. See, it's not that I made a bad play, but it wasn't the right timing, I'd say. Because like, let's say they ended up making that terrible play that they just made, and I go back into something else. Now I'm the one getting punished for it. So, who can take this double up? Only got to go Landers. Flutter Mane's free now. He can go Zapdos, but I'm going to substitute. Oh no. Oof. Yeah, no, he ain't substitute. He ain't got enough health for that. Ain't got enough health for that. He can't Guardian Dazzling plus Earth Power. He might give me both. Yeah. If this is Scarf Chi, we just lose. Can't do anything about it. Actually, that's not true. We can, let's see. No, I think if it's Scarf, I think we just lose. Because I'm thinking I go Iron Hands and Fake Out. Plus, well, how much did Rock Slide do? Let's see. 25? Let me see. Let's see. Okay, it's not Scarf. We win. I believe I could have played this a lot cleaner, to be honest. But let's review the game and see. Alright. So let's not look at turn 1. Let's look at turn 0. Let's look at the teams. They don't guard well against Flutter Mane at all, but this is the AV Landers. I know it now, but you know, you don't know it in team preview. My main way of beating through their Landers is my Flutter Mane and the Rillaboom on my team. But there's a stalemate in that I have my own Landers. And he really doesn't touch me. He really can't do much. I can't do much to him either, but it's kind of a stalemate. In hindsight, let's see, would I do anything different? They can't guard well against Fluttermane, they can't guard well against Landers. I would still bring those two. The difference, however, is that I would, let's see. Honestly, I'd still bring the same Pokemon that I brought. Same game plan. Again, I don't know what kind of Landers this is, provided I haven't played it yet. But I would have to really get rid of that Landers so that my Iron Hands can prevail. Because they don't guard well against Iron Hands at all. And that's something that I failed to realize. The main thing that's in the way is the... Well, I can't say that. They have a low chin in the Landers. Yeah. So I'm thinking Rillaboom could be better. So then I'd have Fluttermane, Tornadus, Landers, Rillaboom. Yeah, that may have been better. Because that actually helps me against the Landers significantly. Whereas these four struggle, especially when it's this variant, maybe. I would still go with those four. Still prioritize getting rid of their Fluttermane, because that's what we're very weak to. And their Chi-Yu. And I failed to identify that earlier, but yeah, we're very weak to Fluttermane, Chi-Yu. Now, I have a Landorus. Their Landorus is very annoying for me. Yeah, okay, Dazzling Gleam's a fair play, because I was thinking I could have just Moonblasted the Landorus, but I still need a chip on Zapdos if I was going towards that Landorus endgame. Because Sludge Bomb won't 2-hit KO, depending on the spread. Most likely it won't. So that chip mattered, yeah. So Dazzling Gleam was... I'm okay with that. Yeah, Rillaboom was a much better pick this over Iron Hands. So Iron Hands can't really do anything. And getting that speed drop ensured that their Fluttermane can't outspeed me. What could have happened though is they could have protected. And if they left that well no, because Dazzling Gleam always covered for the switch, but yeah, I could have just Earth Powered the following turn. And I'm glad that I was patient enough to scout the Scarf, because if they were Scarf, I would lose my Fluttermane, right? And then I go Iron Hands and have the Fake Out on it, and I would Sludge Bomb the Landers to try to get rid of it. No, actually no, that's not the play. I would Fake Out the Chi-Yu and Earth Power it, and then I'd have to hope that we live Rock Slide, because if their Chi-Yu Scarf and I go after Landers, that's just game. Unless Iron Hands can live a Heat Wave from 40, which it probably can. Yeah, that pretty much just changed my just changed that fourth Pokemon. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Okay, somewhat of a similar team as last game. Four of their Pokemon are the same. So we already know that Fluttermane Chi-Yu does a lot of damage to me. We already know that. My main way of actually halting that though is my my own Fluttermane. And If I want to ensure that I outspeed those two, I'd go Tornadus. Let's break this down. Baby steps. Baby steps. I'm assuming that's AV Landers again. Kind of looking at the team. But they have Amoonguss. Otherwise, Fluttermane, you know, clicks Dazzling Gleam freely, Moonblast, Shadow Ball. Oh, not freely. Once we get a Amoonguss, we can. But we don't have the best means to hit Landorus. What I'm looking to do here is we're going to leave Fluttermane Arcanine. And what I want to do is give me something that can lead into the Amoonguss, but also lead into the Landorus and the Fluttermane GU, and then have Rillaboom in the back. Let's see, do we want Torn or Landorus? Again, running out of time. I want to see that a lot. Gotta get more used to it. So it's speed boosting speed. Alright, I really don't believe Specs Chiyu can one-shot Fluttermane unless he overheats. Now, I have no switch in for this. So what should I prioritize here? Because Landorus is going to be faster than this Chiyu. I should prioritize getting rid of their Fluttermane. Yeah. I'll lock in a Dazzling Gleam and Flare Blitz. I think that's Specs. That did 74. I don't even see a Life Orb. Yeah, that's Specs, because I'm like very Spadef. Sad part. Oh, nah, we're intimidated. I don't think E-Speed KOs. I know he's Specs. Rock Slide plus Dark Pulse probably KOs. Let's see, what do we need to win still? We still need our... We still have our Landorus. Once we get rid of Chiyu, well, as long as we have Landorus and Rillaboom, because Palafin in the back, like, he can't get 0 to hero in this situation. Yeah, with Landorus, Rillaboom in the back, I think we just win already. I don't even have to switch, so I'm okay with losing both of my Pokemon here. We'll get Chip on Landorus, just to ensure Woodhammer KOs their Landorus. I was expecting them to Dark Pulse, actually, my Fluttermane and Rock Slide, but that works too. And we're still faster than their Landers. We're going to go our own Landers now. Actually, we go Rillaboom. In case it is Palafin, for whatever reason, we go Rillaboom. But it's Amoonguss. So we can't stop Dazzling Gleam. We can just fake out the Amoonguss. No need to go hard. My own Landorus, just, yeah, that's game. That was a quick one, but yeah, that's just the power of turn 0 and just getting the game plan situated before it's time to actually go into battle. See, all this time I spent almost timing out again, all of that is time well worth investing in. I still wouldn't change my lead up. I'm still satisfied with what I did. Yeah. I don't believe Specs Fluttermane can one-shot. Well, Specs Fluttermane with Chiyu might actually one-shot opposing Fluttermane. Let me see real quick. I believe it can, without me having a Terra. Because in that case, I actually could have just snarled or E-speeded the Chiyu, and I didn't have to actually do what I just did and Dazzling Gleaming. But let's see. get the actual facts. Got Beads of Ruin. Okay, we don't one shot with Moonblast depending on the spread. But yeah. Even if we were max special attack, we still win one shot. Okay, so the play that I made was I'll accept that. But yeah, I'm still fine with the same Pokemon. Fluttermane Arcanine to cover for this lead, to cover for Palafin, Landorus, to cover for Iron Hands. Yeah, they really struggle against this lead. And then having late game Landorus, Rillaboom beats everything that they have in the back. And then getting rid of our immediate threats immediately was very good for us. That crit really didn't matter. I still had Landorus to outspeed it in the back. That crit really did not matter. Yeah, it's getting the little chip with E-Speed to ensure Wood Hammer KOs. Mungus is helpless. It could protect, but Landorus still drops, and that's game. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this in the intro, but I'll also be doing games on the in-game on the Switch, like on Pokemon Scarlet. Once the regulation comes out, I just like to practice on Showdown a lot, just to ensure that before I build it in-game, it's actually something that I don't intend to change much at all, due to the fact that building in-game is tedious, and I'm not trying to make all these changes here and there non-stop. That's what Showdown is for. But most likely I'll be piloting the same team in-game. So our assessment here, we outspeed them. Looking at the team, like, that might be a Urshifu Dark. Perhaps. They don't guard well against Fluttermane. Well, no, they do. They have the Heatran. They can switch in and take multiple hits. But everything else gets to it KO'd, essentially. The main thing that's hindering Fluttermane is the Thunders and the Heatran. Both of which my Landorus is very good into. Okay. Well, and the priority that they have too from Chimpao. But we don't guard well against their Heatran or their Fluttermane. So Heatran and Fluttermane don't guard well against. Okay. See, I gotta get rid of that Thunders before I can do anything with my Fluttermane. So the question is, do I even bring it? See, this might be a Terra Water Rillaboom game. Like, that's probably a Shifu Water. I was saying Dark, but maybe Water. I want to go Arcanine Rillaboom with Fluttermane Landorus in the back. Because, like I said, I'm trying to get rid of this thunder so my flutter main can flourish. I kind of have an idea of an endgame, but it hasn't been concretized yet. We can fake out our Shifu freely here. I want to try to burn it, but if it just protects, then I get no value out of this turn. So we'll go ahead and start getting damage on the Thunderous. But and him hard switching there, either he is greedy and trying to get a flash fire, or that's a scarfed Urshifu. Or he was scouting my Rillaboom's Terra, or my Arcanine's Terra, but let's see. Oh, it's Rocky Helmet. Yeah, I said this earlier, this looks like a Terra Water Rillaboom game. I still vouch for that. I want to scout to see what their Terra is before I use mine. Yeah, I figured that would be the case. That opens up Landorus' Sludge Bomb though. Unfortunately, we get Parrot. I have no switch in, which is unfortunate, but yeah. So here it would be nice to have Iron Hands rather than having Flutter Mane, because now I'm in a position where I have to tear if I want to. Well, I should be able to take a hit because we're pretty bulky, but yeah, this is like my main answer to this Urshifu. I'll end up having to like tear my Arcanine. But what I'm gonna try to do is we're gonna tear Rillaboom and we're gonna Flare Blitz. I mean Snarl. That way I can try to E-speed this Thunder's next turn, provided we can break through for once. Nice. Okay. Now I need E-speed to KO, and I need to break through Para before my Rillaboom drops. We'll still take a bit from Heatran, but not a crazy amount. Yes, Arcanine, you beast. Coming through. Actually, I'd rather get KO'd there, to be honest. If he goes Urshifu, close combat should not KO my Rillaboom. Oh, he win it. Okay. Even Ice Punch, because this thing's super bulky. But a Heat Wave combination definitely will do the job. So in that case, do I protect here? Yes. That way I can go Landorus next turn and put pressure on the Urshifu and the Heatran. We E-speed. Just to, damn. E-speed just to break the potential sash. Oh, Terra Blast. Damn. They did not like Rillaboom. If he is Scarfed and he locked into Aqua Jet, he's forced to switch here. He has nothing to switch into. I really want to sub here on this Heatran going for Protect. I mean, it's -1. My Landorus has some bulk, but oh, it is Protect. Okay, good. Okay. So what do they have in the back? Champa? Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. Yeah, we see, do we lose? If I protect Landorus, he Aqua Jets Flutter Mane, and Ice Spinners Flutter Manes, I guarantee lose. If I Dazzling Gleam No, I think no, this is a wrap. They have to throw for me to lose. Because even if I protect Landers and he goes into the Landers with his Chimpao, he'd have to throw. But yeah, they have to throw for me to lose. I mean, for me to win. Yeah, because they had to get rid of Flutter Mane. Because let's say I Earth Power or Shifu, Chimpao just one shots me with Ice Spinner next turn. But it didn't matter. They had to throw for me to lose. Let's see how I could have actually won that though. See if I messed up. Let's start from the top. So I know already that they don't guard well against the Thunders. I mean, they don't guard well against the Flutter Mane, barring Heatran. But maybe I committed too hard into that Flutter Mane. Cause I mean, this dude had Thundurus and Heatran, and it's just like such a hurdle for me to go around with Flutter Mane. Like Landorus is good into both of these, but you see he brought the Chimpao near Shifu. So they identified that threat for sure. Maybe they didn't, but what they brought was definitely good. And then me not knowing what kind of Urshifu and all of that, you know, I had to play safe and whatnot. That's why I'm thinking I should have just brought Iron Hands, maybe. Iron Hands instead of Flutter Mane would be a lot more lenient on me. I still have Rillaboom plus Landorus in case they brought their own Landorus. But if I were to play this one again, I would bring Iron Hands instead of Flutter Mane. Would I change my lead up? I would I think I could potentially go Iron Hands, Rillaboom, and have Arcanine and Landorus in the back. Yeah, I'd go that. And then from Iron Hands, Rillaboom, my goal would be to dismantle the Chiempao and the Urshifu to make way for Landorus. Yeah, I'm really having to think about this one quite a bit because it seems a bit different. Like it's got fast Pokemon, Prankster, right? They got priority, and then like a very bulky Heatran. Yeah, those are the four I would bring, but I could be overthinking it, but it seems like a tough matchup. I'm satisfied with the way I played the beginning. But considering what I brought, let's see. Yeah, considering what they brought, I needed to value my Arcanine much more than I did. And I actually could have, after the Snarl, yeah, I didn't even think of this. After the Snarl, I could have gone Landorus. My Arcanine didn't have to take that Earth Power. Because after a -1, like, you're not doing hardly anything if you were to... And, like, what are the chances of them Heat Waving in this position? Yeah, I overlooked that. And they're -1, and Thunders cannot touch my Landorus. So that was a misplay on my part. That actually could have turned the tides of this game dramatically. So even with these 4 that I brought, I still could have had a much better chance at winning. And then right here, I was thinking about sub, but that also would have helped me get back in the game. But I think they still would have had to even behind sub. I don't think I would have won. Let's see, if I sub Earth Power, well, let's say I sub, Heat Train will still be in, so we could Dazzling Gleam at Earth Power, but he Aqua Jet break my sub. It'd be a 2v1 into Chien-Pao. Ice Spinner can't one-shot unless he crits. Yeah, so if I subbed and I got it off, I actually could have won. Yeah, so just by like reviewing games like this, if y'all are catching on, y'all can kind of see some of the gray areas that I didn't catch in the game, but just by reviewing it while not actually being in the moment anymore, I can pinpoint those gray areas a lot better and see where I made the mistakes, and that way it can help me prevent them from making them in the future. It is tedious, don't get me wrong, it is tedious to review your games, but it definitely is for the greater good. It definitely is for the greater good. Go ahead and catch another one. All right, this will be the last battle for the day, or for the live, because I may play a little bit later. Okay, let's break this down. Immediately, I realized that they don't guard too well against Iron Hands or Flutter Mane. But they have their own Flutter Mane, which is oppressive to us. We have Arcanine. But that Dragonite 2-hit KOs everything on my team. I mean, it can't touch Flutter Mane, but everything else gets 2-hit KO'd. And I'm thinking of, I don't want to use my Flutter Mane to try to get rid of his own Flutter Mane. I'd rather have some sort of a mid-ground. What I'm going to go for is probably a Terra Water Arcanine this game. I use Arcanine Iron Hands with Tornadus and Flutter Mane in the back. The only thing is though is that they bring Chien-Pao. Well, I ain't got time to think about it now, but yeah, their team is faster than my team because he has Chien-Pao, but I was thinking I should bring Rillaboom instead of my Tornadus to help with their Urshifu. Because if I'm already using Iron Hands, anticipating the Dragonite, if there's Urshifu in the back, then it's going to be very annoying. But we have Tornadus, so that kind of helps against it. Let's see, if we trade Fake Outs, they Fake Out Iron Hands here. We need to get rid of the well, I have the Terra here. That's a fact. I'll attempt to Volt Switch out. Because we don't have much, okay, that's Scarfed. We don't have much, I lost my train of thought. I tear it because nothing else really needs to tear this game. Iron Hands can take one hit from Flutter Mane for sure. But I volt switched because I want to position in my Flutter Mane. But seeing that they're scarfed, what I would end up doing now if they Surging Strike with Torn, but now we go Flutter Mane. And we burn their Rillaboom. He either lets me burn his Rillaboom or he yeah, damn, having my own Rillaboom be so good right here. Or I burn whatever wants to come in. It is likely that I lose my Flutter Mane here. I should have gone Tornadus actually in hindsight. I should not have gone my Flutter Mane. Because if they Shadow Ball, I can just lose it. So, I want to go Torn. Not throw away my Flutter Mane just yet. Unfortunately, I didn't I didn't bring Torn out initially. Yeah, this Flutter Mane needs to go. I can Tailwind, that way I can get some chip. Yep. That way I can preparing my own Flutter Mane in the back. Fortunately though, I have no way of I mean, I have Fake Out for the Rillaboom, but that's pretty much it. The Rillaboom's annoying with the Terrifier. I was going to say I still have a win condition. I still have a win condition, but since Torn is his last Pokemon, I don't think we win anymore. Let's see, you Drum Beating, and then you... See, this is the last turn of Grassy Terrain. This is still... I see this might still be winnable. I'm ignoring the Rillaboom because it's at -1. We still have a turn of Tailwind, and him showing U-turn shows me that he's Scarfed. So he has the Aqua Jet here and hope it KOs my Flutter Mane, but you're trading that for my Iron Hands, provided I can KO. Damn, that was a crit. Oh, that's Surging Strikes. Never mind. How is he faster than me? Oh, he's Scarfed. That's right. But wait, never mind. Yeah, that's why Scarfed. I was thinking, I don't know why I was thinking Flutter Mane like was +1 for some reason. Yeah. They play well. Having Rillaboom would have made a big difference. I could have played better too. But it happens. It's all a learning process. See if we can figure out where I went wrong. Obviously I could have had Rillaboom, but you know, I had no way of knowing exactly which 4 they would bring. So we know off the bat that their team is faster than mine because they have Chiempao. What's interesting though is that Scarfed Urshifu cannot KO Tornadus. It's like it's a 2-hit KO with Surging Strikes. You know what, thinking I might, because if I go Torn Flutter, that allows me to cover for the Scarfed Urshifu lead. So we have Terra Water Flutter and Terra Ghost Torn. So if they ended up leading Dragonite, Chien-Pao, we get Terra Ghost. Many options, many options. I tried Flutter Mane Torn actually next game. Got an opportunity. Got a Terra Ghost route. And then in the back we'd have we'd still have Arcanine, but we'd have Rillaboom instead of Iron Hands. Right? Maybe not. Let's see, Arcanine. Yeah, so I'd probably just change Iron Hands instead of Rillaboom. I mean Iron Hands instead of Arcanine for Rillaboom. I'm gonna let this play through. One thing I failed to realize, guys, that turn, they had nothing to guard against Wild Charge. So I essentially let this Flutter Mane come in for free. And I ended up Volt switching. Yeah, they couldn't guard against Wild Charge because Rillaboom was already in. That was a misplay on my part. And then the Rillaboom was already, well, we're Terra Water. That's why I went for the Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. I was gonna say I could have just Flare Blitz Flutter Mane. But recognizing the need to Flare Blitz the Flutter Mane and Tailwind was good. But it was inevitable considering Tailwind and Scarf to Shifu. Yeah, and they just come in and make light work of us. Yeah. I was thinking like, wait, why'd I get outsped? But yeah, he's Scarfed. So he naturally outspeeds Flutter Mane if he's Scarfed. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy the live. This is my first time doing something like this. I do stream on Twitch here and there. I started this channel though because I find YouTube to be a lot more flexible, with my schedule and life balance. But yeah, like I said, I put all the information I mentioned in the beginning in the description box. But yeah, hopefully you guys got something out of this. Till next time, peace.